Hey, what's going on, people? So, I'm gonna keep trying to give y'all as much information as I can on how to utilize the engine software. Um, I have everything connected, to my virtual DJ. I can use Serato on this by itself, whatever. I have my Control One. Obviously, everything's lit up. Got it connected to my laptop. I got this wired Ethernet to my T-Mobile gateway device. It's a very damn quick little device. So as you can see, I have a engine software launched, and we do have the latest version. Also have virtual DJ on here. With virtual DJ, when I go here, just to double check. Let me see. You have to put the OS 2L lighting protocol. That's what they call it, the OS 2L. And I put mine on yes instead of auto to make sure that you're connected. It's not necessarily meant just for sound switch, but for any DMX control lighting, software that you're gonna be utilizing. And you don't even need virtual. You can use this on its own. It has the control lighting. If you're familiar with denim products, you know what I'm talking about. And I have my sound switch out here. And the reason that I have this here and I have the engine open was to verify and make sure that I have everything the way that I have it on the actual site itself, to make sure that all the music that I have on here, it's going to be read. But for some reason, I think I have to go into my engine soft deal again, and I'm going to rebuild this library, but after I get done doing what I got to do in the engine prime itself, because what I've done here, I'm actually copying a 1 terabyte folder that happens to be not this folder. This is one of the external hard drives that I'm using. So I've got almost 10 terabytes worth of music here, and all this stuff is happening on just one laptop, whatever. But this is my 1 terabyte internal on my laptop itself, and it's almost about a terabyte. So I'm just copying my SATA drive in here that's embedded here, the SSD 1 terabyte, so that it can at least have something in case something ever goes wrong, with these laptops. I can have something back, to back up this. And the reason that I've decided just for today, I'll be working on this SATA drive later on and filling it up with something that's a little bit more up to date. But the reason I chose to do it, I've been auto scripting a bunch of my library. As you can tell, I started, I think, on President's Day this Monday or Sunday, and today is Thursday, and I haven't done any auto scripting today with my lights, but I have them on, testing them out, I guess, so to speak, and just to verify and make sure that everything's on the up and up. So later on, I'm gonna go into sound switch and rebuild all my library, because not everything is coming up. This is how you can tell that you auto scripted or you created a light show on sound switch. For all of y'all that don't know, and this is why I gotta rebuild my library, because there's a lot of libraries that are not coming up, that I must have erased by accident, or it was something pertaining to maybe a glitch, something that was going on. Because a lot of these, I'm gonna end up having to rebuild this library, and pretty soon. And yeah, I've been double and triple checking, making sure everything is good. And a lot of these are not auto scripted for some reason, which is kind of weird because this is my D drive. And when I go to engine itself, there should be, I mean, the majority of my stuff here is coming out that it's auto scripted anyways. So whenever I go to the playlist, and this is taking a while, guys, because of all my extensive library, but you'll see the SS symbol for sound switch, and these dots let you know that, you have a light show going on. And once I complete the copying over of the files of my 1 terabyte, from the laptop to the SSD on my Prime, then I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna continue to make sure that, all of my stuff is the way that it should be. So, all of these songs, the majority, I've auto scripted it. And, I'm gonna go in there later on and do some personalized shows once I get all this out the way. And I do the auto scripting because I'm going to be like super busy. I'm not even gonna have time for doing what I really want to do with this Control-1. So it's better for me to just have an auto script show, so at least I can have something for all the rest of my lights. The beauty of the sound switch, the whole program, is that you don't necessarily need to have an auto scripted track, song, music video, or a batch file, if you will. Like this one, my Motown's hits, it doesn't have a show, doesn't have anything. So I'm gonna have to go in there and create a show for that. There are some, that I just don't have yet. And once I do, then, I'll get down to the bottom of it and, make sure that everything is created the way it should be. But again, what I was getting at with the Control-1 and sound switch, you don't necessarily have to have everything auto scripted. You can use the auto loops function, and whenever it comes out, on the screen, you'll be able to see the different types of banks and stuff like that that's offered. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to know that you can do that. And I still got a bunch of more auto scripting to do. And once I create a live show, then I can connect all these drives and keep them connected all here to the Prime 4, which, by the way, they're all being connected here by way of this big I think this one's like an 8 terabyte, and it's got two ports for the connections, USB connections for more drives or whatever. This is my 2 terabyte, my 5, my 8. They're not all full, but I still have a lot of work to do. And this is very, very time consuming. Nothing's ever easy. And the reason that I stated earlier as to why you just can't drag and drop like you can, opening up 2 of these files and, dragging and dropping from one to the other, is because in this, with the Windows Media Player, whether it's a Windows Media Player or whatever kind of player comes with your laptop or whatever plays your music, that's all it's doing. It's doing something that's basic, something that's general, With this, the algorithm is much more complicated. So, you're getting wavelengths, you're getting title, you're getting all this information that will correlate with whatever DJ controller or players, turntables, whatever the case may be, that you're going to be using. And if it's digital, which the majority happens to be, then, you'll be able to transfer all of that music to, you know, your touch screen products or whatever the case may be, right? And that's why it's so complicated, and that's why it takes a long time. And everything that it does, it organizes everything the way that you want it. You can organize by title, you can organize by artist, album, length, BPM, key, whatever the case may be, even by genre. And, you know, the other way of just, you know, dragging and dropping two file folders, I mean, you can't get that. I mean, you're just going to get regular metadata information, whatever it's allowed, you know, whatever you see, whatever, however you got it, you know, from whatever source. And that's the reason that all this takes, you know, quite some time. And I'm going to show you all the drives and why it's doing what it's doing. And you always want to make sure that you have a waveform, because if you don't, then that means you have a corrupted file. And that may be something that would lead up to a bunch of stuff that, you know, you just don't want to go through. Now here's all my drives. The one that's embedded, my 2 terabyte, my 5, and my 1 terabyte inside the Prime 4, and my 8. Now, a lot of you are going over here, and this is where the majority of your folders are at. You know, just like you would see in a file, you know, files folder here, Files Explorer folder. So let's take, for instance, right now, when I went earlier and I didn't see that I didn't have a show or anything like that, right? So it's gonna, you know, take its time. It's gonna start analyzing all these songs on here. I think I might have a couple 100 songs for the 60s decade. So while it's doing that, and the reason that it's slow is because I'm doing all these operations at one time. Normally, if I just had the engine prime going by itself, I mean, this would be way, way quicker. So yeah, oh, okay, so this one's only like 58 tracks, so it's small. And if we go over here, you see that in my collection, I'll go to 60s, and it's stating that I don't have a light show, which could be true. So just for the sake of argument, we're gonna go ahead and auto script and see what I've never done all these functions all at once, so I'm hoping it doesn't screw up my laptop. But just for the sake of this video, we're gonna play around with it and see what's up. So the 60s, well, I mean, it's gonna be a bunch of stuff, right? I guess, I don't know, we can do lots of color. The hell with it. We'll go to advanced. We'll do adaptive low. We're not going to choose custom colors because I don't have time to mess around with all the parameters on there. And we can apply. And it's going to start doing the scripting process. And that's what it looks like when it starts doing a show. Again, all this is slow because I have all these deals, you know, opened up at once. I've never actually done the whole auto scripting deal while I had Virtual open and Engine Prime open all at the same time while I'm copying, you know, my music from one deck to the other. Where this is getting analyzed at the same time in Engine. So I'm killing two birds with one stone. Even though it says 13 hours, I think it'll take maybe a little bit less than that or longer, hopefully. So you have to have them connected to do your shows. They'll be lighting up and stuff. And once it's already doing the whole auto scripting process, then I'll do another video to let y'all see the end result of the 60s folder and how everything ended up, you know, as far as like, you know, being auto scripted. I wish that I could do the videos on the iPhone and have a pause button, but it just has a stop. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stop the video here.